think social media is allowing people to take their power back and wield it together.
The beauty of the hashtag Black Lives Matter is that it told people where to go to find each other. And it definitely brought people to the streets.
And thankfully for social media, we've been able to say enough of business as usual. We won't have this anymore.
We are standing in front of the Chicago Police Headquarters in order to protest the International Police Chiefs Convention, which is beginning today. Black Lives Matter Chicago has been called to stand beside the many families who have been fighting for justice for their loved ones who have been killed by police.
I hurt every night because my only son gone. He didn't just take my son, he took my best friend. The first man I ever gave a fuck about.
Black Lives Matter is a movement born on social media. They are agitators who are not aligned to any political party and protest against institutional racism, particularly law enforcement.
In Chicago, Lucretia Burtz, a chapter member, is preparing for a Black Lives Matter demonstration at the International Police Chiefs Convention.
The police don't have to report who they shoot. They don't have to give any statistics on it.
Fighting for my people is absolutely what gets me up in the morning. So I was sitting at home in my bed on Facebook on my phone when I got the news that George Zimmerman was found not guilty for killing Trayvon Martin. And I was so upset that I couldn't breathe. I was crying because I just couldn't believe that he had gotten away with it. My mom told me, you know, your uncle was killed by the police. And I remember just being really sad and seeing my family being hopeless. I was just done. I was just I'm not just gonna sit here and allow this to happen. Being a part of these actions and demanding change, I feel like my life has a meaning. I feel I don't know, I feel like I can make the world a better place. I'm a little nervous about how the police might react to what we're doing. I'm a little nervous about the turnout. With a movement that's led by social media, you never know who or how many people are gonna turn out. If it's only a few of us, we don't feel as safe, we don't feel as powerful. So my hope is that we're gonna have a really good turnout. We still have a lot more work to do. Hey, how are you? I'm fine, how are you?
The reason why we're marching is to demand a creation of accountability in order to stop these crimes against humanity.
I would like to see a Citizens Accountability Board so that we can have a voice when they do murder somebody in the street.
As police need to be held accountable. They work for us. They need to serve communities and not terrorize communities.
It's very ironic. I mean, I hope they're listening. Like Martin Luther King said, when there's discomfort, there's change. They haven't created change yet, so I don't think they're uncomfortable enough.
Across the country in New York, Opal Tometi outlines how Black Lives Matter was created with her friends Alicia Garza and Patrisse Cullors.
Alicia Garza, on her Facebook wall, one day posted in response to hearing the news that George Zimmerman was acquitted, a really beautiful post. And she essentially said that we shouldn't give in to the outcome, that we should instead organize and rally our communities around a new message. We used social media to let our people know that this was taking place, and this was a time for them to move from the online action to offline action. We had hundreds and thousands of people who were saying Black Lives Matter, who were chanting it, and then it went viral, not only across the country, but across the world.
Back in Chicago, the protest is stalled due to a police blockade, and members of the movement are halted on both sides.
We didn't get as far as we want to. There's a whole nother group on the other side that they won't let us have access to. But I'm about to talk to people to see what's going on right here. We are taxpayers. We are residents, we are citizens. I don't understand why you can't explain to us what is happening right now. It isn't right. So I'm trying to give you the opportunity to explain to people so that there won't be any confusion. This is your chance to tell your side of the story. Do you want to talk?
We will stop fighting when we achieve equality and justice in every community. That's when we will stop fighting.
Lucretia and other organisers meet up after the protest to discuss its impact, reach, and to plan for the future.
I wanted people to know that we're fighting for real people. Yeah. Like, this isn't just to change laws. Like, no, we're fighting for our lives. Social media does put power back into the hands of activists or people like me because it allows us to tell our story. While the civil rights movement may have been written or mentioned in history books, there was so much of it that was left out. With social media, we can correctly tell our stories, right? And we can correctly push to change the national and international narrative.